County 2. This is the Sunday Sit-Down. We do this every Sunday. My name's Rich and this is the Suffolk Crunch YouTube channel. Thank you for watching. If you're watching live, get involved in the comments. And if you're watching back, leave your comments on the game and what your thoughts were and what your feelings were at full time and what your feelings are today. Have you sort of chilled out a little bit and you're looking forward to a couple of weeks with no football and we can all just relax. Anyway, we will firstly go for 100 likes on this video, hit subscribe and turn on your notifications bell and get involved in the live videos. Mike Baker, the legend Mike Baker. Anyone else, get involved in them comments. Yeah, disappointing result yesterday. Obviously, we'll have a look back through the game. Sort of the highlights, the lowlights, the controversial moments. It was it was an interesting game without ever being exciting. But yeah, firstly, we are sponsored here at the Suffolk Crunch by Bad Shirt Club. Head over to the website, get your shirts, your bucket hats, and your jackets. Use the code TSC30 at the checkout. MBITFC, good afternoon, Joe. We will get on to Lewis Travis, the challenge, the shithousery, everything in this video. But yeah, Town went in with Alex Palmer in goal. Ashley Young started at right back. Greaves and O'Shea in the middle of defence. We'll talk about them pair in a bit because they had quite a prominent role in the game. Leif Davis was at left back. Matasiwu and Jens Kajus with his first start in midfield. Jaden Philogene on the right. Chaplin in the 10. No, Jaden Philogene was on the left. Casey McAteer was on the right. Chappers in the 10. George Hurst up front. And that was it. Derby came. Obviously, with Carlton Morris, they were looking for their first victory of the season. He'd scored in 3 out of 3 games, so he was looking to continue that record. It was looked almost a full house at Portman Road yesterday. Derby sold out their allocation. They were in good voice all game. Rock the Gorilla. Hi, Rich. At least Clarke looked good coming on. Caduced his class. But yeah, it was... I thought for the first 15 minutes, Town struggled to get a foothold in the game. I thought Derby were physical and direct. And I thought we dealt with it fairly well without them ever really having any sort of chances on goal. And it took us a while to get our foothold in the game. But when we did, I thought we were on top in the first sort of from about 15 minutes onwards. Afternoon, Joe. If we could play with the same intensity we had in the last 10 minutes of normal time, we will be okay. Shame we have to go a goal down to give ourselves a kick up the arse. Kieran Baines, good afternoon. So, yeah, from 15 minutes up to half time, I thought we were the better side without really creating, we didn't really open them up. Obviously got the goal with Jacob Greaves nodding one in. From an Ashley Young corner. Mark Hudson, masterpiece, set-piece master. He's taking no credit for that. It's just a goalkeeping error and Greaves just nods it in at the far post. Hello, Neil. Hi, Rich and chat. Did Hurst borrow Al Hamadi's boots? Nothing stuck. We will get on to him. Oh, here we go. Steve Barnard. Interesting comment. Has Lee Grant leaving for Huddersfield affected our form? It's a good question for the chat. Does anyone have any thoughts on that? I'm not really sure it's playing that much of a part. Obviously, he was an integral part of the coaching staff, but he's obviously moved on to Huddersfield. Did anybody see the challenge on McGoldrick yesterday? Jesus Christ. Red card. He took his head off. But yeah, I agree with Mike. Derby played old school football. Right, so 1-0 Jacob Greaves. Town on top, playing some decent football without ever really hurting them and really opening them up. And then obviously the chance right near half time with the header from Dara O'Shea at the far post. If he could nod that in, he's on a tight angle, he hits the post. If that goes in at 2-0, the game is over. Michael says Ipswich Town now 7 points from second place, 9 points from the top team. It means nothing, Michael. 4 games in. 4 games in. There's still 42 games to go and 126 points. There you go. I never was that great at maths, but I've just done that simple sum in my head, just like that. So I thought, right, going in 1-0, we've kept a clean sheet in the second half. Do the right things in the second half. Get the second goal. We're going to win this game. But, Trevor, poor, scrappy and disjointed. Look like a team again. Didn't test their goalkeeper. And again, we don't look like keeping a clean sheet. Yes. So, come out, second half, 5 minutes in. Just a literally straight ball over the top. And I think it's Brewster gets in behind the 2 centre-halves. I'm not quite sure where they were going. You could have drove a bus through that gap. It's a definite handball from Leif Davis, the referee, Mr. Doughty. We will come on to Lee Doughty very shortly. Gives the penalty. Right decision. No sort of argument with that. And I've got to be in my bonnet about Alex Palmer and penalties. He is like a sack of potatoes. He literally just goes so early. I mean, he is never going to save a penalty unless someone kicks it straight at him. I mean, it's all about, and I was watching this morning. I googled Carlton Morris penalties, and yeah, he does put them either side, but nowadays there is so much analysis and little small margins, the 1%ers that you can do that can make a massive difference. If I'm being harsh in the chat, tell me. But he just lays down on the floor and Morris just rolls it in the other corner. I mean, yeah, Palmer. I don't want to be too critical because he didn't have a lot to do yesterday, but for me, not the answer in goal. Not the way we want to play. He's a decent championship goalie, I get that, and he'll do for this season. But he's no Aladki, with his feet. A lot of what we do is that's where we start. Michael says, I think teams are raising their match against Ipswich Town as their favourites promotion and an ex-Premier League team. They want to take Ipswich scalp and prove they can get the better of a former Premier League team. This is one that I will come to in the end. Alaki, I think he's still at Burnley, Neil. He's not playing, obviously. I'll come to that in a minute, Michael, and that about wanting to take our scalp. But yeah, he sticks it away, pops it in the net, and then there's not a lot happening in the game. We're probably having more possession than them. Then we make 3 substitutions. McAteer goes off. I thought he was okay yesterday on the right. Worked hard. I don't think he's ever going to wow you and get you out of your seat, but I thought he put a shift in down there. Chaplin went off in the 10, and who was the other substitution? McAteer, Chaplin. Oh, George Hurst. Wow, George Hurst. Right, we'll come on to George Hurst now. So first half, very poor in possession. Stephen says we haven't got a scalp, we're bald at the minute. Sarah George, welcome in. Never seen such a stop-start game. Ref and all the derby sitting down ruined it for me. Ref bought into their time wasting. We'll come on to that in a minute. Hurst couldn't trap a bag of cement. His touch was like a trampoline. Poor, missed an absolute golden chance with a header straight to goalie. But it's 1-1 in the game. Gets played in left-hand side channel. At the time, I thought he'd made the most of it. I thought Lewis says Derby did nothing but score 2 goals. We need to expect shithousery from teams who aren't on our level. Hurst isn't good enough for where we want to be. I'll get onto that in a minute, but I thought he's made the most of it. I've seen it back. I mean, it's a dreadful decision from the referee. And then to add to that, he gets booked. He gets a yellow card for diving, for simulation. Matt Clarke takes his ankle. Is he looking for it? Yes, he probably is. Is it a foul? Yes, it definitely is. So I don't know. Did the ref have a different angle? There he is, the legend, Matt Stannard. Good afternoon, Matt. I've been reffing, mate, this afternoon. I was over at Comberton doing an EGA game, Histon versus Mold Barton. It was a 1-1 draw. It was a very good game. Do you think our championship winning team turned that to... Yes, I said that last night. Are you copying my tweets, Matt? I said the team that got promoted would turn that over. And I get this is a new team, and I get that they haven't played together much. And we've got to create... no dodgy decisions today. We've got to create partnerships on the pitch. And come on, guys, only 6 likes. We're looking for 100 likes on this video. I've been to work this morning, Adrian. Put a shift in after having my work summer party last night. Had a few beverages. Come on, we got 57 in here. Everyone should hit the thumbs up, and we should have 57 likes. No, it doesn't work like that. But we're going for 100 on this video. We'll probably get nearer 300, hopefully. Stonewaller. Stephen says we're going to get a hatful against Sheffield United, the table turner. I did read a rumour this morning. Ruben Selles could be sacked. We will wait and see what happens this week and next week. Obviously no games. Obviously England playing international week. Yeah, brings a subs on. Akpom goes up top. Sammy Smodics comes on. Who was the other one who came on? Substitutes to start. Tell you what, I can't remember. Jack Clarke. Yeah, Jack Clarke came on. Lewis says our next win will push us on to smash the league. Matt Stanley says, have you mentioned the red card? Utterly shocking, that is. Can we enforce? Right. We'll get on to that in a minute. That was obviously at 1-1. Then, it's a dreadful goal. The second goal. Long kick by the goalkeeper. Our captain, Dar O'Shea, tries to be prime Maldini, which he clearly isn't. Tries to bring it down on his chest, which he doesn't. Falls to Ryan Brewster. Nice bit of skill. Nicks it past him. Goes forward. I think Matasiru can do a little bit more to stop him, but he doesn't. Drives into the box and fires it past Palmer. Mike Baker, only 3 of that starting 11 yesterday have been at the club a calendar year. It's a lot of change, very similar to Paul Cook. Lots of turnover on players. Rock the Gorilla says Greaves has to header that ball. It wasn't Greaves. It was Dar O'Shea. Go back and watch it. Greaves gets a lot of stick. I thought he was all right yesterday. We'll come on to players and partnerships in a little while. So somehow we've gone from 1-0 down and I'd say pretty comfortable in the game to 2-1 down after 69 minutes. And now we are in the shit and we are chasing the game. And then this is when the half turns into it's farcical. Paul Carr says too slow in possession, little movement in front of the man in possession, no drive anywhere in the team. McKenna too wedded to possession, needs to be more direct, but the players are brainwashed. Well, we've got a lot of new players, Paul, so I wouldn't say they're brainwashed because we've had a massive turnover. But we'll come on to that in the end when we do our sort of summing up. But I see the goalkeeper just after they'd scored, come over, run over to the bench when the ball's down the other end, chatting to the bench. Lo and behold, a couple of minutes later, he goes down. Did he have cramp? I don't know. Overlapping runs, man. We'll get onto that in a minute. Losing the spine, Burgess, Mawson, Broadhead might be telling as they parted the glue that held the team together. A new team is now being built and need time to gel. I hear Derby kept time wasting. Why they're moaning about the injury time. Kieran not to start handing out parking tickets, says Stephen. Not really sure what that means. But I've never seen a physio or physios. Why is there 2 now that has to run on and treat somebody? Lo and behold, I've got no idea. Never seen the amount of head injuries. No one actually had a head injury. But the amount of times the physios come on and no one was even injured. It's blatant time wasting. The referee falls for it. Oh, they were too static. Yes, I like it. But the refs let them get away with it. time wasting, falling on the floor. But what I will say is we can moan about the play acting. Trevor says play acting justice was done in the end. Eustace moaning about it. So crap ref. I've never seen a game start so to watch. It's terrible. Must stop this. Yeah, look, he had no control. Do you know my Daly and Atkinson t-shirt, everybody? Wearing that today. Here he is. What player he was, by the way. Yeah, look. The referee literally lost control of that football match. And they sort of, look, I get that time wasting, gamesmanship, call it what you want, part and parcel of the game. Don't have a problem with that. What I have a problem with is us putting ourselves in that position. We've been in control of that game. We are. There you go. Rax Max says Town need to get streetwise ASAP. We were in control of that game. We had it in the palm of our hand, and by not managing the game, we've lost control of the game, and now we're chasing it. It's not cheating, really, Trevor. It's we all don't like it, but it happens. If Town are doing that away to Norwich when we play them in April and we get a 1-0 win, no one is going to be moaning. It's not pretty, I get that. It's an entertainment business, and I'm not sure how, like Kieran did, Dark Arts is another one, Mike Baker. Morsey was good at the dark arts. Stephen says gamesmanship. Paul says, as poor as the referee was, he wasn't the reason Town didn't win. It was our own incompetent performance. Nailed it. Absolutely nailed it. We can moan about the referee as much as we want, but when you put yourself in that position, you're chasing the game. When you've had it, you're 1-0 and you're pretty much in control of it. Got yourself to blame. And I know, look, at 1-1, you should have had the penalty, but it wasn't given. But then we go into injury time. By that time, Evil Azon is on. He's leading the line. Matt says it's not just so much the wasting time, it's the style. If I'm playing against Town, I'm going to get in their faces, try and rough them up, don't give them time on the ball, and just make it nasty. And we see them at the minute, we can't really cope with that, But you're going to get plenty more of that down at Portman Road. But the thing is, we've got into the lead. We've taken the lead and we're 1-0 up, and we're in control of that game. And then we've lost control of it. But yeah, we're going. The ball goes up. I thought probably 10 minutes. I see Carl Fuller on the socials, I think on Twitter, that he'd got all of the injuries, the substitutions. It should have been probably 16 minutes. We did play 17, I think, in the end. We got the penalty, the foul on Jack Taylor. I think he makes the most of it. It is a foul. I think it is a foul. And this is where I'm going to give someone, I've done a bit of moaning here for 18 minutes, and we've moaned about him, and he's not had the best start to his Town career. Jack Clarke, fair play to that lad yesterday. As soon as that penalty was given, he's run to get the ball. He's wanted the ball. He's wanted to take it, And we're all a bit nervous there because we're probably thinking, if he misses it, it's going to be a lot of more pressure on him. He's probably going to get a lot of criticism, but he doesn't. Slots it away. It's a great penalty. Tell me who's the genius behind that beard of yours? My barber. Lewis says, spot on. When Clarke came on, he was driving at the defence. A real quality player. But yeah, getting back to the penalty, he stuck it away. And we played another couple of minutes. And that was it. JC, good on JC, says run right. Hope it kickstarts something from him. Michael, Rich, do you think Ipswich will recruit any more players before the window closes? We'll have a chat about that in a minute. There'll be definitely players going out. Stephen says Clarke showed character. Trevor says Yes, fair play to Clarke, put it away well. Anyone in here who's new, please hit subscribe, hit the like button. I was enjoying the fisherman telling McKenna how to coach. He's got his badges, MB. He's got level 1. Mike Baker hit the post, missed the sitter, should have had another penalty. We had chances without showing nowhere near our potential, but goals win games. Right, let's get on to let's have a look across the pitch. Who performed well and who was a bit meh and a bit disappointing. I've already touched on Palmer. Ashley Young, thought he was decent first half and then gradually got worse. 2 real poor passes, just passed straight out of play. Had a good shot first half, went wide. Decent on set pieces. I'd expect Darnell Furlong probably to come in next game. I'd think he'd be playing in there. Leaf, I don't like him with their new role. They're trying to play him inverted inside. Not for me. You're trying to fit players in and it's probably affecting him. So don't like that. What's gone off with Hurst? He was shocking, says Raxmax. Concentrate on your football, George, instead of dyeing your hair. Rich, not seen you on Talking Town in a while. Is it because you have your own channel? Michael, I've been here for over a year doing it on my own, mate, and I'm loving it. Rob says, Hurst terrible. Nothing stuck yesterday. Mr. Sitter, couldn't find a pass. He needs to up his game. Quid Rez, Ashley Young is finished. His legs aren't legs anymore. They're burnt toast. Lewis says, Leaf playing inside isn't working clearly. Hurst was the worst player out there. ITFC, can we just put a bid in for Ivanovic from Millwall? Trevor says Caduce made space in midfield and actually went forward. Right, so we touched on Leaf. I'll touch on the centre-halves now. So I think it's now 23 games. The record was set yesterday in league football without a clean sheet. Right, so individually, I think Greaves and O'Shea are very good footballers at this level. I'm not quite sure as a partnership they play together well or complement each other or whatever you want to say. We spent 30 million on 2 centre-backs. We're shipping goals for fun. Derby didn't really create much yesterday, but yet we've gone to sleep twice. They've scored 2 goals. So, yeah, them two need to up their game. Matt says, congratulations to Northern Superchargers women for winning that 100th final. Lewis says, Kitpray comes in. No, not yet. I don't think so. Not at the minute. Greaves was actually man in a match yesterday. Sponsors. I thought he was all right. Paul says, can't believe Wolfie can't get in there. Yeah, but I will say that when Footmob, we are 24th in the league for positions on shots on target, says Rob. For Wolfenden and Burgess, because people keep going on about them, we were still shipping goals for fun when they were in the team. So we can't sit here and say they were amazing. They kept a lot of clean sheets and this and that. We were still letting in a lot of goals. So it's always when people are not in the team or have left the club, I think people get better in people's eyes. I've seen that. See that in a lot of sports, cricket. Leaf excellent going forward, but defensive question marks across the back line, says Finch's Rest Cemetery. Kitpray the human wall. I don't rate Greaves, weak. Does well for his goal as he stayed on his feet. Lewis says blue tinted glasses with Wolfie for a lot of fans. I think he's not helped himself the way he's going to go. He was happy to sign the contract for probably a big pay rise not that long back in January. Not going out in I'm a massive Wolfenden fan, and I don't think he's covered himself in any glory with the way that he's behaved. I see him yesterday walking to the bench. He looked fuming. Reports this afternoon he might be on his way to Coventry. So we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, sad if he goes, but that's football. 2 in midfield, probably the high point of yesterday. I thought they worked well together. Matasiwa, a bit of his passing sometimes is off. Jens is class. If he can build that fitness up. Interesting where Nunes is going to fit in. Could we play a 3 in midfield? I don't know. players ahead of that. I thought Chaplin was decent. I thought we dropped off a little bit when he got subbed. Casey McAteer said earlier, I thought he was steady without being spectacular. Jaden Philogene. Can't have him, I'm afraid. Can't have him. Doesn't do enough. Slows the play down too much. Finch's Rest Cemetery, there was some exceptional link-ups in the first half. Back heels and touches. Had Derby on the ropes, but couldn't hit the knockout punch. Need to build 25 minutes into 90. Trevor, I do not know that about Burgess, but he's gone. I think we just need to move on and park it with a lot of these players. Nathan says, Philogene, a.k.a. Mr. Go Backwards. Yeah, I've not been over impressed with him so far. A lot of money. We're getting onto the Travis tackle in a minute, Steve. A lot of money spent on him and a lot of money spent on Jack Clarke. You know, so they both need to do a whole lot better. Whole lot better. Like I said earlier, hopefully the goal gives Clarke some confidence and he showed a bit of balls to take it. Philogene, not a £20 million player, says Trevor. Quid Rez says they're total wankers, but you can't argue they've got millions in the bank. Yeah. Finch's Rest Cemetery. I believe belief evaporated from them when we conceded. Heads went down for too long. We pressed the panic button. Peter Ahmed, good afternoon in South Africa. Afternoon crunch. Thought the effort was there, but the quality lacking for 8% of the game. Woodwork cost us again. Matt says, is that him or is it what he's been told to do? Many of our players seem to shit themselves. They have to go forwards. We got to work with the players we have got, says Adrian. We've got enough of them now. McKenna's got no excuses. I'll come on to that in a minute. But Hurst up top, stunk the place out. Thought he was poor. Subs. Akpom, thought he was decent. Had a good shot, didn't he? Nearly went in the top corner. Needs to probably play. Sammy Smollick's pretty anonymous. Clarke got his goal. Yeah. My mum cut the bush the other day where I film sometimes. There you go. Did you know? So, stat attack. Here we go. It is over 530 days. No cheating and no Googling. Since Town last won a 3 p.m. Saturday game at Portman Road. Who was it against? I will give you 1 minute in the chat from now. So we're on 28 minutes. Got to get to 29 minutes. Who was the team we beat the last 3 p.m. Saturday at Portman Road? No, Huddersfield. It was a Sunday, wasn't it? That was the promotion day. It might have been Saturday lunchtime. I think that was Saturday lunchtime. It wasn't Swansea. Chat's gone quiet. Everyone's getting Google up, aren't they? What I will say, this team are in trouble. There you go. I've given you a clue. No, it wasn't Hull. 20 seconds left in the chat. It wasn't Chelsea. That was not a 3 p.m. on a Saturday, Stephen Gerling. That was the last time. Yes, Finch's Rest Cemetery with 11 seconds to go. The last 3 p.m. Saturday victory was on March the 16th when we beat Sheffield Wednesday 6-0. So there you go. That is pretty woeful. I think it's 11 games now since we've won. Matt, come on, keep up. It was Sheffield Wednesday since Moses parted the Red Sea. But yeah, right, let's get on to Lewis Travis. Lewis Travis yesterday. So first half, the players stopped. Actually, Young's taking a throw in, and all of a sudden, I don't know what Travis, they're going at each other. I'm not sure what Travis has said to him. Ashley Young's literally walked across and squared up to him. Then they've been pulled apart. Then Ashley Young said something obviously tickled Lewis Travis because he was pissing himself, laughing. And then Ashley Young was laughing as well. So that was that. Then we had the kick out at Jens, which I'm not quite sure how the referees missed it. It's literally right under his nose. I think he gets does he get a yellow card for that? Not sure. But obviously there's no VAR in this league, which we're happy at. If anyone's seen, probably one of the worst VAR decisions I've ever seen at the weekend against in the Fulham-Chelsea game. They've come out and apologised today to Fulham. Doesn't do a lot for Marco Silva. They've lost the game. They would have been 1-0 up at the time. So, yeah, we haven't got that, but it's a clear red card, you know. Just lashes out. And then the best bit for me was when he got substituted and he was happy to he was going off and he was giving the just applauding all four sides of the crowd that he was literally getting no response from the Town fans. But it was the slowest walk off, and the way he was like just giving it a little clap like that, I just thought, you are a shithouse. You are an absolute shithouse. That was obviously his Derby debut yesterday, but I think he'll be a decent signing for them. But I'm not really worried about them. I'm just more worried now about Town and how we turn this around. We've got no game now, obviously, until Sheffield United at home. I see someone says in the chat there, Agele needs to start against the Blades. The trouble is with him, he's probably signed. He signed on Friday. He was obviously there yesterday. Unveiled him and Marcelino on the pitch, didn't they? They came on. But then he'll be away with Norway, so we're not going to get much time with him on the grass, as Kieran likes to call it. So when he comes back the week after next, you might get a couple of days, and then obviously we play a day earlier on the Friday, so that's probably not going to help us. But we need to create them relationships now on the training field through hard work. They need to learn combinations. They need to play as a partnership down certain sides, and we've quickly got to get up and running. It's not a disaster. I know drawing it home to Derby, we all wanted to get that first win, and it's disappointing. And I get that. You know, we went away from that stadium, even though we'd scored that late goal. And John Eustace said it was a world record amount of injury time, and he didn't know where it come from. Well, you've been wasting time all second half, but then he didn't see the Hurst penalty when he's probably looking straight out, and he didn't see the Lewis Travis kick out. Unbelievable, John. Maybe you want to go to Specsavers, mate. Trevor says, no more excuses after the international break, please. Highest paid manager, and we've spent the most money. Ken Kernell, Tractor Boy, robotic substitutions needs to make changes based on what's happening, not on how many minutes have passed. Football, I'm afraid, it's stats based, a lot of it. I'd say watch a game with your eyes. George Hurst was having a stinker, should have come off earlier. Philogene, did he stay on the pitch? I'm not quite sure how. But we've got to shake this funk we're in. I call it a funk. Not winning, no momentum, not knowing how to win. Like that, there was a game there on your plate. Second half, when you come out, you 1-0 up at home to Derby. No disrespect to Derby, but blimey, hardly playing Real Madrid. Tom Young and Annoyed McKenna will get these boys working on the training pitch. Well, we hope so. I was looking at it this morning. The way I'm going to judge it is, Paul Carr says, when did football get so complicated? Time on the grass, get to know patterns of play. What a load of nonsense. Andrew Fraser, do you think the player we got are good enough to get into the playoffs? Only seen the highlights. Young seemed he had a decent game. Gradually got worse, Colin. Like the performance second half went down the drain. But yeah, the way I'm looking at it is we've got obviously this international break. Then we play another 5 games. And at the end of that, I think we've got Norwich. And then there's another international break. And then we play another, I think it's 6. And then there's another international break. So the next 2 blocks of games is 11 games. Will take us to 15 games. So 15 games in your season into November when you've got the international break. That's when I would be, I think, judging McKenna. He's got to win games of football. He knows that. He's not stupid. And he hasn't won a game of football for a long while. So he knows that he's just got to get winning. You know, you play Norwich. If you struggle in the next 4 games, and then yeah, that's just what I was going to say there in the comments there about Norwich at the end of that next block of games. That's when, if you haven't got some results in the previous 4, then you don't get a result against them. That's when it could be getting very, very toxic. No, we're not. Oh, dearie me. What a stupid comment. Can we sign Sargent before the window tomorrow, says Trevor. That's probably a no. But yeah, we need to start winning games of football. Time for excuses is probably over now. He's been given. I'd still say it's a bit of a scattergun approach in this window. I'm not quite sure how we've got here with some of the players, and some of the players we've taken a punt on. I mean, Ivan Azon, the Spanish striker. I would have much preferred someone who's done it in this league before, or it's just a straight line. I still think that's a risk. I did see that maybe we're linked with Bailey Cadamartri from Sheffield Wednesday. Doesn't excite me. There's talk of a Bonnet going out on loan, so that's for me. It's obviously why we signed McAteer down that side. We've got a Gele now. I don't think we'll see a Bonnet playing much more for Town, so that's 8 million. Look, unfortunately, he got injured, but 8 million down the drain. I think you just probably you probably write that off. Seems like a great guy, Chidozie Bonnet, but just a bad injury. Yeah, Tom, there's a lot of Nunes shirts about, but he's got to deliver. Raxmax says Bamford on a free. No thanks. Never been a Patrick Bamford fan. He's a knobhead. He looked like the wind was knocked out of him a bit and can see his disappointment. I think we will turn this around. Need a bit more time. Agree, we've spent plenty. Results need to come. Adrian says the Americans will want to see improvements by 15 games. I think, look, 15 games, you will have a decent idea where you will be heading, what sort of season you will have. And if we're still struggling, then we'll just have to see. But anyway, thank you for watching, everybody. We've done nearly 40 minutes. I've rambled enough. Need to go and have some food. I'm on Where the Town Walk tonight, recording that at 7:40. That'll be out on Spotify tomorrow, early morning, if you check that out. And then it's on YouTube from, I think, 6 p.m. If you haven't subscribed, head over there and subscribe to that channel. It's just probably about 25 minutes. We might do a bit longer tonight, but it's good to talk Town. We've had over, I think, nearly 2.5K for the last one. We've done the last one, but we don't do it live. It just gets recorded and then gets put out. So you're fixated. Anyway, please hit the like button, everybody. We're looking to get 100 likes. We know we can do a lot more than that. Hit subscribe, and might do a live tomorrow evening when the old transfer window is wrapped up, and there'll probably be some outgoings tomorrow. So interesting day ahead. And then I think next week we've got to name the 25. So interesting who sort of, if they don't get moved out tomorrow, who doesn't make the cut. But anyway, cheers for watching, and we will see you on the next live video. All the best.